In a democracy, we like our elections to be free and fair. But what does that actually mean? Well, free means voters should be free from harassment, intimidation and bribery, and they can vote for whoever they want. And fair? Well, there are lots of ways you could define fair, but one of them might be that all of our votes count the same. That means your vote is as important as my vote, or his vote, or her vote. But here's the catch. Elections in Britain aren't really fair at all, because all our votes don't matter equally. In fact, only a small number of people can actually change the outcome of an election. On May the 5th, you'll be asked to choose between two different ways of holding elections. First past the post is the system we currently use, and it's insanely simple. You put a cross next to your favourite candidate, all the votes are added up, and the one with the most votes wins. But to win, you don't need a majority, you just need more than anyone else. This means that candidates can win with a low percentage. This guy, Lib Dem MP Simon Wright, was elected to the Norwich South seat in 2010 with just 29.3% of the vote. That means that more than 7 out of 10 of his own constituents didn't vote for him. Alternative Vote solves that problem by introducing this 50% line. Instead of putting a cross, you use numbers to rank the candidates in order. Everyone's first choices are counted, and if one candidate gets more than 50%, they win. But if they don't, the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and their votes are counted again, this time looking at their second choices. They're added to the rest of the votes, and this just keeps on going until someone crosses the line. Now, it would mean every MP would have at least 50% of the overall vote. If they weren't your first choice, they were probably your second or third. So AV solves some of the problems that first past the post creates, but neither system comes even close to fixing the fundamental problem with the way elections in the UK are run. It's all to do with a simple but unavoidable fact. We only elect one MP per constituency, and only one. Whether you choose first past the post on May the 5th or AV won't change this at all. So what's the problem? Well, there are two big ones. Well, first of all, the majority of constituencies are what we call safe seats. So that means a particular party is so popular in one area, they're almost guaranteed to win. So if you live here, in David Cameron's Oxfordshire constituency, it doesn't matter whether you vote Conservative, Labour or anyone else for that matter, your vote probably won't affect the outcome. But if you live in a marginal constituency like Watford, one where anyone could potentially win, your vote could really affect the outcome. In other words, your vote here is more powerful than a vote here. Now, introducing AV may increase the number of these marginal seats to about 125, but that still means the majority of our votes don't actually make a difference. But this one MP per constituency rule causes even more problems. You see, all our constituencies are different sizes, from this Scottish island with 21,000 voters to the Isle of Wight with 110,000. And this skews the election results in a big way. Remember Clegg Mania? Back in spring of 2010, people couldn't get enough of this guy, and as a result, 23% of us voted Lib Dem in the general election. Now, you'd think that would mean the Liberal Democrats would have 23% of the seats in the House of Commons, right? Well, let's see, there are 650 seats, so 23% is roughly 150. But because of this one MP per constituency rule, they won just 57. There actually is no such thing as a perfect election system. Whatever problems AV might solve, it has its own, and neither comes even close to fixing our biggest problem, that one MP per seat rule. And unfortunately, that's not something on the ballot paper on May the 5th.